This is an IwaOi time skip story. It's the first series I ever made, so sorry for the crappy writing. Enjoy reading. Late January, 2023. Oh, it's been a while since that last happened, 𝒖𝒔𝒄 thought while placing his hand on his ankle. Damn. His team members rushed to him, but it was already too late. His ankle got red and swollen immediately and he could barely stand up. 𝒖𝒂𝒏𝒈, the libero of the Argentine national team, reached him and helped him to get up. Speaking Spanish, he said, "Damn Toru, are you alright? It looked really bad." He was quite worried. 𝒖𝒂𝒏𝒈 needed some help while standing and shit. This is not good. The setter put on a fake smile. "I bet it looked worse than it is. Some painkillers and I'll be alright by tomorrow, you'll see," he answered in Spanish, flailing his hands. He needed to play it down, but no chance. Jose Blanco, the coach, was already on his way. "This is bad. 𝒖𝒂𝒏𝒈, you really hurt your ankle this time, huh? Let's go to the medical center immediately." 𝒖𝒂𝒏𝒈 just nodded as Jose and 𝒖𝒂𝒏𝒈 helped him to get to the med center. He could barely walk. "It's like I really feel something again. Strange," he hissed quietly as he walked, trying to convince himself that it wasn't that bad. But it was. The doctor took a while to discuss everything with the coach. Meanwhile, a nurse treated 𝒖𝒂𝒏𝒈's foot until Jose finally came into their room. "Your ligaments are torn and you've got a sprain. Fuck. That means you'll be out for at least 2 months. Shit. And then there's this important match against Brazil next week," Jose muttered while scratching the back of his head. 𝒖𝒂𝒏𝒈 just looked at his bandaged ankle, trying to move it without hurting himself. "Almost impossible. I'm sorry, coach," 𝒖𝒂𝒏𝒈 almost whispered. He felt really sorry. He didn't want to miss such an important match. But the only thing Jose did was to shake his head and put on a warm smile to comfort 𝒖𝒂𝒏𝒈. He put a hand on his shoulder and looked down at him. "It happened and now we have to deal with it. And it's not your fault, 𝒖𝒂𝒏𝒈. It could have happened to anyone. Just make sure you get proper rest and take care of your health. We need you here." 𝒖𝒂𝒏𝒈 looked up at him and returned a weak smile. He had really been pushing himself too hard lately. He practiced every minute to get better and better. He had bruises all over his body, the worst on his arms. But that didn't bother 𝒖𝒂𝒏𝒈. He didn't feel the pain anymore. He didn't feel it since that day almost 2 years ago. His ankle being injured was a sort of relief. He could still feel something. That's a good sign, right? Jose turned around, gathered his stuff and handed 𝒖𝒂𝒏𝒈 a pair of crutches and some papers. "Why don't you spend the time in Japan? Catching up with your family and friends? I bet they do miss you a lot. It's quite a while since you've last been there, huh?" "Oh yes. It's been a while. Almost 2 years." Jose could see 𝒖𝒂𝒏𝒈 pondering and it kind of broke his heart. 𝒖𝒂𝒏𝒈 was clearly thinking too much about everything. Friends and family are the best things to recover. This time it was 𝒖𝒂𝒏𝒈 who spoke to 𝒖𝒂𝒏𝒈. His gaze glued to the setter. 𝒖𝒂𝒏𝒈. 𝒖𝒂𝒏𝒈 smiled at 𝒖𝒂𝒏𝒈. He was one of his closest friends here in Argentina. 𝒖𝒂𝒏𝒈 finally gave in and smiled back, even laughed a little and felt quite flustered. "What about Ninja Shoyo? I think he's on his way home this weekend as they are also preparing for some national games." 𝒖𝒂𝒏𝒈 and Shoyo were playing on the same team in Brazil. Sao Paulo. 𝒖𝒂𝒏𝒈 nodded in agreement. So after almost 2 years he'll be heading back to Japan to fully recover. What a strange reason to come back. Text messages between Hinata and 𝒖𝒂𝒏𝒈. "Chibi-chan. Great King. You're heading back home on Friday? Yup. You're in Buenos Aires right now, right? Would you mind helping me with some stuff and kinda taking me to the airport too? I'll kind of join you." "Sure thing. But aren't you preparing for the World Cup? You got a match against Brazil next week, don't you?" "Yeah, well, I'm injured. I need to rest for the next 2 months, so I took the opportunity and thought I'd fly back home." "Oh snap. You gotta tell me what happened when we fly back together. I'll pick you up. Leave me your baggage." "Thanks a lot, shorty. No need to." Kenmo is sort of throwing a party when we arrive. He gathered up some of the national team as it's been a while since we last hung out. "Do you wanna join in?" "Amazing. Since nobody knows I'm staying in Japan for the next 2 months, it'd be awesome to see their surprised faces." And I really miss this damn rooster a lot. We actually need a proper talk. He sounds like fun. So I'll text Kenma then. I bet you can stay in one of their guest rooms for the weekend. That would be awesome. But I have no problem just going straight to a hotel. I'll just ask him. Give me a minute. Since Kenma is still awake to stream, he texted Hinata back immediately. Great King, you're staying at Kenma and Kiru's house for the weekend. Kenma is kinda relieved so you and Kiru can be together the whole weekend and he can get on with his stream and gaming stuff. OHH awesome. See you then Chibi-chan. Alright see yaoo. Text messages between Kenma and Oikoa. Kenma. Carver. What a surprise. You're visiting us. Please don't tell anyone. Should be a surprise. Sure thing. Your secret is mine. You know you can stay even longer than just for the weekend? No, it's fine. I really don't wanna bother you. You'd never. It's really no big deal. No Kenma, it's alright. Plus, I don't think I can handle Kiru all the time. Well. But thanks. I can't wait to see you guys again. Suga and Tsumu are going to flip the moment they see you. Haha, I'm looking forward to it. Hey, what's up with that injury? Is everything alright, Carver? It's nothing, need to rest and recover, but I'm sure it will get better soon. Is there anything I can do for you? No Kenma, but thanks. Special treatment or anything? Haha Kenma, no. Literally anything? Shut up already. I'm fine. Matsukoi will take care of me. He doesn't even know yet lol. I bet he will kick your ass. Maybe. But anyway, he's the best physical therapist I know, plus he's known me for a long time. I'm truly in the best hands. That's true. Just make sure you don't do anything stupid, Carver. I don't want you to get hurt even more. Or Kenma, you're such a cutie. I won't. I promise. Well then, see you soon I guess. I can't wait. See you soon. Time passed and Hinata picked up Oikoa so they could fly back to Japan. They caught up on stuff, had a really good time. Oikoa enjoyed being with Hinata, but their journey was soon over. Kenma picked them both up and took them to his place. Shoyo was really excited to see Nakoma's former setter again and they talked a lot about gaming stuff. Oikoa just enjoyed their presence, their conversations. He really missed the two of them. Kiru really doesn't know that you're back in Japan, Carver. I hope he doesn't freak out and run you over. Haha, that rooster. Don't worry, I'll handle him somehow. I just don't want you to get even more injured. Is that even possible? Oikoa smiled weakly. It's gonna be alright. Actually, I'm more worried about Tsumu's reaction. He's gonna freak out as well. You'd better find a safe spot, Oikoa. Right. When they arrived at Kenma's place, Oikoa and Hinata put their things in the guest rooms and helped Kenma prepare some drinks and snacks for the evening. Hinata and Kajiyama also stayed for the night. It was about 7 p.m. and the party was about to start in any minute. Kajiyama was already there, having arrived from Italy today as well. He and Oikoa chatted about their time abroad and some setter stuff. Oikoa was slightly annoyed because Tobio was getting better and better. Boy, he really is talented. Finally the first people showed up. They were a couple of players Oikoa knew only casually and they chatted a bit. Half an hour later, Atsumu and Sakusa entered the party. Oikoa was sitting on the couch. His crutches were aside and his leg was stretched out. He glanced at Atsumu and his smile filled his whole face. Atsumu just stared at Oikoa and he couldn't hold back his laughter. No way. Oikoa spread his arms to welcome Atsumu with a hug. He ran over to Oikoa and jumped on top of him and Oikoa gasped, feeling his body getting all crushed. Damn, these bruises still hurt. But it's worth it. His eyes grew moist because he was so happy to see one of his best friends again. Oh my god, yeah, gotta be kidding me. Why didn't you call? Atsumu was overwhelmed to see Oikoa again. It's been half a year since they last saw each other in real life. That was when the FIVB Volleyball Men's World Championship began in Rome and Atsumu, Sakusa, Bakuto, Kajiyama, Hinata and Oikoa met each other. At that time, 3 months earlier, Atsumu was visiting Oikoa in Argentina. The time between they spent just video calling and texting. They both laughed and had the best time of their lives. Surprise, bitch. 𝒖𝒔𝒄 gave Atsumu a sneaky kiss on his cheek. Then he looked at 𝒂𝒂𝒄, who came over to the two idiots. My, don't look at me like that, 𝒂𝒂𝒄. It's good to see you again. 𝒂𝒂𝒄 gave him an annoyed look but was actually also happy to see 𝒖𝒂𝒄 again and to see that his Tsumu was so happy too. Hey. Collar as always. Like he was getting better. There's still hope, isn't there? Not for Omi-kun. I can actually hear you. Atsumu looked at 𝒂𝒂𝒄 with a skeptical look, not removing his hands from 𝒖𝒂𝒄's neck. 𝒖𝒂𝒄 placed his hands on Atsumu's waist, holding him close. He chuckled. 𝒂𝒂𝒄 then noticed the crutches. Are these yours? 𝒂𝒂𝒄 nodded to the crutches and released his gaze from Atsumu. He looked to 𝒖𝒂𝒄 as he began to speak. Yeah. 𝒖𝒂𝒄 pushed Atsumu aside and lifted his leg. He pulled up his sweatpants slightly and showed them his bandaged ankle. Look. The fuck? What happened? I was a bit too energetic during practice. Diagnosis: ligaments are torn and I've got a sprain. They both looked at 𝒖𝒂𝒄 with shock on their faces and were completely speechless. 𝒖𝒂𝒄 looked down at his ankle. Ugh. Don't tell me. I know. How long will you be off? 2 months? At least. Fuck. Damn Carver. Atsumu groaned and stared at 𝒖𝒂𝒄. He always knew he was pushing himself really hard, but this was seriously next level. He's overdone it. Now he's not even able to play volleyball, which is indeed a huge punishment to him. Both 𝒂𝒂𝒄 and Atsumu looked slightly worried about what they've just found out. World Cup starts in July, the biggest tournament every 4 years. Both Japan and Argentina do have a really good chance to win, and it's possible that the two teams will meet in the semi-finals. But since Argentina will probably have to play without 𝒖𝒂𝒄, their chances are extremely diminished. Sure, he is not the whole team, but 𝒖𝒂𝒄 is really the one who drives his team to maximum performance, and besides, there is clearly no ball that 𝒖𝒂𝒄 wouldn't be able to set perfectly, not even speaking of his serves yet. Right now, he might be the greatest setter in the world. Or at least he was. 𝒖𝒂𝒄 put on a fake smile and looked back at Atsumu and 𝒂𝒂𝒄. Anyway, there's something good about it. I get to see all of you again. And don't worry about the World Cup. We'll definitely meet in the semi-finals. And you better wish not to lose all matches by 0. Shut up, Carver. Like you're gonna beat us. Omi is at his best lately. True. But you don't got me as your setter. True. Omi. You know that you still got me though, right? But you're not as good as 𝒖𝒂𝒄. Shut up. You know it too, Tsumu. Shut up. Go away. Yeah, mean Omi-kun. Get us some drinks. You want me to come back again so you can enjoy my presence and admire my stunning face even more? I totally get that. Would do the same. Hayumi 𝒂𝒂𝒄. Fuck off. 𝒂𝒂𝒄 and 𝒖𝒂𝒄 laughed while Atsumu was slightly annoyed. 𝒂𝒂𝒄 then got up and got something to drink. With that, Bakuto and Akashi entered the party. Hey. Bakuto-san. Akashi-san. Hinata jumped up in joy and the couple greeted everyone and, like everyone else, were pretty surprised to see 𝒖𝒂𝒄. He told them about his injury, but that seemed to them to be only a minor aspect of why he was back in Japan. What was more important to Bakuto and Akashi instead was that 𝒖𝒂𝒄 is here. Right now. In this moment. That's what lit up 𝒖𝒂𝒄's heart. My dearest friends, I haven't seen you for a lifetime, but it's all as it used to be. You are really precious to me. They were all talking and having fun. 𝒖𝒂𝒄 pulled off a few stories from Argentina, completely drawing the attention from his friends to himself. So you're really gonna tell us that you still don't have a job as a full-time model already, Carver? Look at you, Akashi. Beauty himself is speaking. See? I told him so too. Well, said 𝒖𝒂𝒄, I'm not a model, Toru. Akashi showed his friend some photos of 𝒖𝒂𝒄 he had received from some fangirls the other day. They were all laughing. The atmosphere was awesome and several hours passed. It was almost midnight and 𝒖𝒂𝒄 had to get up as his butt was already hurting from sitting all the time. He leaned against a doorframe. Hey Kenma, when's Kiryu finally coming home? He should be here in any minute actually. With that said, the door opened and 𝒖𝒂𝒄 caught sight of a tall, handsome man with black hair. Kiryu. He couldn't help but smile. While he was already happy to see a good friend again, the alcohol kicked in a bit, causing his endorphins flow everywhere. He must have looked like an idiot with his smile reaching from one ear to the other. While entering his home, Kiru was speaking to another person following right behind him. He must have said something funny as they both burst out laughing. But all the happiness that rushed through Iko's body evaporated the moment he caught sight of that someone who had followed Kiru into his house. Iwaizumi.